Is it finally time for money to start rotating from TradFi into Bitcoin and altcoins? Gold is selling off, Bitcoin is rising, and money is flowing into these four altcoins ahead of altcoin season. This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, it's not financial advice, and wish the best of luck in your crypto ventures. Also, make sure to join us for our X Spaces, Tuesday to Friday at 9 a.m. EST, link down below. All right, good morning, guys. So Bitcoin is more or less holding up where we wanted it to. We came up here into this level of resistance around 116,000. We rejected yesterday after multiple days up of green. And so this is consolidating here nicely around $114,000. I like where it is now. It could go a little bit lower still and totally be fine. But as long as we consolidate somewhere around here, we don't drop back down here, really down towards $108,000. I think we're good, and this move will continue up much higher. If we consolidate underneath here, we can break through this level of resistance. Hopefully later this week. We do have FOMC tomorrow, potential rate cut as well, so I think that'll be a pretty big catalyst. And like I was saying yesterday, I think we'll probably consolidate around here in this area just until we have more confirmation what happens tomorrow. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just chop here in this range until after FOMC tomorrow. So that is Bitcoin right now. And starting off today, we have Crypto Russ saying the risk switch flipped back on. Bitcoin is at 4.3% this week, one of the top performing assets in the market. Meanwhile, gold is down nearly 3%, the only major asset flashing red. That's the textbook definition of a risk on rotation. Equities, bonds, and emerging markets all bounced, but Bitcoin once again moved like a high beta version of global liquidity. When gold drops and Bitcoin climbs, it usually means capital shifting from safety back into growth, and that's exactly how every major crypto rally starts. We also have Ted who says Mt. Gox has postponed its Bitcoin repayments to October 2026. This could have brought selling pressure to Bitcoin, and now it's gone. Good for market. So we have a full another year until this, Mt. Gox Bitcoin selling potentially happens again. We also have Elio Trades who says this keeps me awake at night. If the trend line extends to the 2025 and 26, we should see the biggest alt season of all time. While some believe altcoins will never compete with Bitcoin again, I see potential for the biggest liquidity rotation of all time. So he's showing the others chart versus Bitcoin here. And you can see in 2017, we had this huge rally of altcoins versus Bitcoin. Same with 2021. So now we're all the way down here, pretty much at the lows again in 2025. And he's saying, hey, if this extends up towards this, we could have a huge rally. I don't know if we'll go that high. That seems pretty hard because we have to beat 2021 and 2020 when we had the stimulus checks and there was a lot of money flowing and there wasn't all these AI trades. So I'm not sure if this entirely will happen, but I do think there is still an altcoin season because this is basically 2 times the alt season of 2021. So I'm not sure if it'll go this high, but I do think we are still in the market for an altcoin season in the coming weeks and months. At the same time, we also have Eric Trump explaining why the U.S. needs to buy Bitcoin.
Why should any government be buying Bitcoin? Because it's the single greatest performing asset over the last decade, increasing in value 70% a year, year over year, every year. Like Germany a couple of years ago, there was a great article. You might know the exact numbers, but Germany had like 30,000 Bitcoin or something along those lines, and they sold it right away. They monetized it into their currency, and it was like the worst investment ever made by a government. And by the way, that's a pretty damn low bar, as you know, right? The government should definitely have certain crypto assets on their balance sheet, mainly Bitcoin. And actually the United States government does, right? You have a lot of forfeitures.
Correct.
And they've taken a great stance saying that we're not selling any of it. You have a lot of countries around the world that are actively buying. If you go to, the UAE, if you go to a lot of countries, they are actively putting that in their treasuries. And you look at the Fortune 500 companies, they are actively hoarding Bitcoin. The biggest families, the biggest companies, countries, sovereign wealth funds, and individuals are all hoarding Bitcoin, right? It's why it's been as explosive as it is. And it's funny, people are like, oh, well, Bitcoin's down like 3% now. It's like this time last year, Bitcoin was at like 55,000 or 60,000 roughly. It's had unbelievable explosive growth.
Now moving on to the first altcoin that money is flowing into, we have Sui. October net inflows officially surpassed $200 million. We also have Kyle saying a big achievement. Sui just over 225 million total accounts. People know it's good. And Sui shares the Sui TLDR is back this week on Sui. New listings, trading launches, and big updates across the ecosystem. So first we have a Coin Metro and Sui. Faster trades, clear fees, and real human support. Everything you want in an exchange experience. So Sui is now live on Coin Metro. We also have the Astros Perp soft launch phase 2. Open Era is now officially live. Now anyone can jump in and trade perps, join contests, and test strategies in real market conditions. So Astro Perps soft launch is now live. At the same time, Ledger just expanded its reach. The Sui ecosystem is now fully supported with a massive $400,000 Sui rewards campaign on the way for Ledger users. The FL Alliance has also now adopted the Sui stack. The FL Alliance supports Seal and Walrus protocol on their mainnet. And lastly, Raiden X, a fast cross-platform trading terminal with real-time data, built-in safety tools, and automation for easier trading anywhere, is animating the trading experience on Sui. And then moving on to the next altcoin, we have Solana, and Bitwise saying, introducing BSOL, the Bitwise Solana staking ETF starts trading tomorrow, actually today. First US ETP to have a 100% direct exposure to spot Solana, maximizing Solana's 7% plus average staking reward rate, targeting 100% of assets staked, staking through Bitwise on-chain solutions, powered by Helios Labs, and zero fees with a waiver for a limited time. We believe Solana is a key platform for enabling capital markets to come on-chain and is perfectly positioned for this moment. Now investors can get exposure to its growth potential and 7% average staking rewards with BSOL. Solana is headed into the mainstream, and we think we're just getting started. We also have Mert, who says, huge news, Solana staking ETFs are approved. Even huger news, the Bitwise Chads are leading the biggest one. And even huger news, they're staking exclusively with Helios. It'll make the network even faster than before. At the same time, we also have Grayscale saying, no need for an introduction. Grayscale's Solana Trust, or GSOL, the largest publicly traded spot Solana fund in the US, is already offering exposure to Solana in certain US brokerage accounts with staking activated. So Grayscale is also trying to compete with Bitwise's now Solana staking ETF. And we also have Solana News saying Solana performs all other top 10 coins in a 7-day gains, which makes sense because of the Solana staking ETF coming out. Now, as for Solana, we want to see it come back above this level here around $209 to reclaim this to be a lot stronger and start making new higher highs. Unfortunately, we're just kind of chopping around, kind of like Bitcoin right now. We're just chopping under $200. I don't love these huge wicks that get pushed up into and then sold off. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do come down here at some point. Maybe we come back down to 190 and then we start to make a higher low there. And we can kind of, you can see the succession of higher lows here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did that as well. A lot of times when we do get these ETFs, sometimes they tend to sell off before they continue higher, as it's been priced in that a Solana ETF is coming, or that an ETF is coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if we came back down here. But also I think the whole market's kind of just going sideways until we have better confirmation news with the FOMC tomorrow and with all the other macro events going on right now, like the different trade deals with China. So Solana right now, I wouldn't do too much. I'd really wait for it to reclaim $209 or for it to come back down here, down towards $190. And then you could do a trade back up here if you wanted to. But I would much rather wait for stronger confirmation back above here, showing that we are making higher highs. CoinEx is one of the best exchanges you haven't heard of. Like Gate.io or Mexi, they offer a lot of coins, but more importantly, they offer the high quality coins you want. In fact, over 800 coins and over 1,200 trading pairs are available. They also have a great new program going on right now as well. Just sign up with the link below and you get up to $100 USDT to help your account get going. The offer is only good until November 9th, so get in there and get your bonuses soon. So click the link down below and give CoinEx a try today. And then moving on to Chainlink, we have whales are buying Chainlink again. Whales continue to accumulate Link aggressively. 39 new wallets have withdrawn 9.94 million Link, worth $188 million from Binance since the October 10th market crash. Smart money is clearly positioning for something big. And we have Zhao Wesden, who says that the number of whales in Chainlink is growing and short-term holders are accumulating. The share of addresses holding between 100,000 and 1 million Link has been increasing, and the on-chain volume is now the same level during the 2021 euphoria. This shows that for some reason, Chainlink continues to attract strong interest, maybe because it's a truly functional project, unlike so many others that fade away over time. Another key point, those who are accumulating now are short-term holders, a clear sign that new participants are entering the game. Even amid market turbulence, Link's price remains resilient, and it's no coincidence. Chainlink is a decentralized Oracle network that acts as a bridge between smart contracts and real-world data, something essential for the DeFi ecosystem. And DIY Investing says, the more I look at the chart of Chainlink, the more identical it looks to our last cycle before our bull run. Same exact COVID-style liquidation. I find it likely this V-bottoms into a new all-time high in a similar way. Link is better positioned than 99% of all crypto. So we can see here, this is the last cycle where we had this COVID liquidation. I don't know if you can see my map. Down here on the left side bottom, you can see this, huge liquidation of COVID before we went up to this huge rally. If we do a similar thing, we just had a liquidation now. He's showing that we can go much higher on Chainlink. I do think we can, but this actually looks insane. This probably looks like it's going towards like multiple hundreds of dollars. I do think we go up towards $100 in this altcoin season for Chainlink. But this chart is massive. Now, Chainlink is actually looking pretty good here. It's around $18.50. I do want to see it reclaim this level around $19.90-ish. If we can reclaim this level, pretty much all charts are kind of in the same area. We're waiting to get back above this level for a higher high. And once we do reclaim this level, that's where I'll be looking to get interested in Chainlink. Below here, we're kind of just chopping in the middle, and I don't really want to get involved while we're just chopping. But yeah, chainlink above here is looking good. And then the last altcoin for today, we have Aptos, who saw the largest stablecoin supply inflow in the last 24 hours, adding $545 million according to Artemis data. And Nathan says, just 3 days ago, we saw $561 million in stablecoin inflows, mostly from BlackRock's bill. Today, Aptos leads with $545 million in 24-hour stablecoin inflows. Not sure if this is a data bug or something big is coming to Aptos. And we have A16Z, who released its 2025 State of Crypto report, highlighting RWA's 4x increase in the last 2 years and Aptos as a top chain. Last week, another $500 million of BlackRock's bill landed on Aptos, accounting for a 70% increase in the last 30 days, and $1.2 billion now on chain. RW Aptos. And Coinbase shares that Aptos is climbing to the big leagues. Aptos is now the top 3 blockchain for RWAs with $1.2 billion in tokenized assets on chain, which is something we didn't expect to see just so long ago. We've been talking about Ondo and these other chains with Solana, even with RWAs, and now Aptos is actually a top 3 chain. And then we have Bitwise also filed for an Aptos ETF. And the CEO, Hunter Horsley, says he's fired up about the momentum on the Aptos ecosystem. Now, Aptos, even though it is doing really well, the price isn't the best. I mean, we were talking about this for a while where we wanted to, maybe test the bottom of this range again around $3.87 and then go back up here. And really, once we break above this multi-month just accumulation on Aptos, back above $6.77, once we get back above here, then there's a clear breakout and invalidation. And unfortunately, we've broken down below this range. We've gone to new lows, at least on this chart, on the Binance chart. And so really, we want to wait for it to reclaim $3.86. It's currently around $3.46. And so while it is looking, on the current chart, it's looking decent, like it wants to reclaim this, I wouldn't do anything just yet. And really, when it does reclaim this range, it's probably going to take a while to get back up into here. And so even though Aptos has all these good narratives behind it, I'm not sure about how long it's going to take to trade above here. And so ideally, you could wait for momentum to come back above here, but there's probably a bunch of other coins you could get better gains on in the meantime. I'd really like to see us get back above this level here. You could even trade it back to this level here if you wanted to. But I think it's gonna take a lot to break out of this range right here, back above $6.70. Because every time we break back above this level, you can see here, we usually go much higher. So this is the key level that we want to break back above, around $6.79. So that is Aptos, and that is the video for today, guys. Bitcoin is looking decent here. I think what's going to happen is we're going to chop sideways as we wait for FOMC, better macro events to come out with news this week. And then eventually we will head higher. I think we will just consolidate here and then break through this level of support above $117,000. I do think better times are ahead. Unfortunately, October went from Uptober to just kind of Downtober and then sideways Choppy-tober. So hopefully we have a much better November in the coming week. So that's the video for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for FOMC day.